What's the best advice you can give anyone? People overestimate what they can get done in a day, but underestimate what they can do in a week. Meaning when you feel motivated, it's easy to overshoot your productivity for the day. When you don't complete everything you wanted, you become discouraged. But if you set a realistic goal for the day, and remain that productive for days in a row, you can accomplish a lot more. Write it down, read it again tomorrow, see how crazy it sounds? That means you've calmed down and are more able to think rationally. Now write it down again and think about both sides. Possible solutions, roadblocks, etc. Don't forget to take responsibility for being wrong. Don't sugarcoat it. Love yourself. I've seen way too many people with anxiety and self-esteem issues. And way too often, these are the same people who go out of their way to be dependable, reliable doormats for everyone else. It's not going to work. Or make you happy. There is nothing arrogant or bad about respecting and liking yourself. You are the only lifelong, loyal best friend you are ever guaranteed. And brush your teeth. Edit. Wow. Thank you so much for the gold. I'm new on Reddit, at least. Past lurker status, so this is very, very cool. Now I get to discover what shiny things it does. I appreciate that. We'll definitely pass it on someday. Don't burn yourself out. It's alright to take a break sometimes. Don't ever become a grumpy person who believes to know everything better than anyone. Never stop being curious and never stop learning. Do you want to be right? Or do you want to win? Most often, digging your heels in and insisting that you're right even if you are, is counterproductive to your long-term goals. Usually, being right is about feeling intellectually, morally, socially superior to someone. Not about changing their thoughts or behavior. Also, periodically ask yourself, what if I'm wrong, aka, am I the bad guy here, and genuinely consider that you might be. In achieving goals, nothing is more important than your daily routine. Just because you can, doesn't mean you should. Ask for help. Whether it's psych, physical, or you just can't open a jar. It's okay to ask for help. If someone makes you feel bad for asking for help, they are not you. And someone asks for your help, give it freely knowing how difficult it can be. I read this in one of these types of threads a few years ago. My favorite was this paraphrased. If you meet an once in a while, then that person is an. If you meet an everyday, then you're the. I also like this one from Bob Saget. If it wasn't funny the first time, it's not funny the second time. Don't go to culinary school because you think you're going to be the next Gordon Ramsay or Food Network cooking channel sensation. Also, don't think you'll walk out of there and run a restaurant. It's hard work, long hours and little pay. You'll never have a Saturday night off. If you are in charge, staffing a kitchen is a challenge. But nothing beats the feeling of cranking out a high-volume dinner service, cleaning it all up and relaxing with the crew afterwards with some beers only to come back in a few hours to do it all again. If you do go to work in the restaurant business, you're going to meet a mix of some of the funniest, diverse, friendly and loyal people ever, along with a lot of criminals, drug-dependent and extremely mentally unstable people. And often the people are a combination of all that. So keep your expectations realistic and have fun at the Culinary Institute of America. Chef. Stay humble when you're embarrassed about a thing you did in the past. It's because you've grown. Disappointment is life. Contentment is a decision. Happiness comes in moments. Be careful whose advice you take. See if they live by it, and where it has taken them in life. Take good care of your teeth. Not only will it look better to have a smile, but strong teeth will help you eat much faster without restrictions. Be the type of person you'd want to meet. Be the type of friend you'd want to befriend. Be the type of you'd want to date. You are your own responsibility, just like everyone else. Don't value your successes by someone else's metric. Your grandfather might have been an extremely successful architect, responsible for the erection of the Empire State Building. That doesn't make you a failure for working in a cubicle. Sure, your grandfather permanently changed the New York City skyline. And that's pretty amazing. But when times change, the goals for that time also change. The skyline, the goal, is different now. Don't shortchange your contributions. When in doubt, go for it. Apply to the job you don't think you'll get. Ask out the person you find intimidatingly attractive. Hearing a no can hurt, But if you disqualify yourself up front, you'll never experience the joy of hearing a yes. Be generous with yourself. Life is long. You will make a lot of mistakes. Successful people don't not make mistakes. They just do their best to learn about the mistake and why they made it. If you can learn that generosity for yourself, then try to understand other people who may be struggling with their own mistakes. When a person lies, what is important is not the lie itself. It's their reason why. Don't ever be the person who thinks, these kids these days are insult. Every generation before thought the next generation was soft, inept and going to ruin the world. They all felt the kids coming up had it too easy. The kids are all right. You're just getting bitter. You're not going to live forever. I look at my grandma and I cry sometimes. You know why? Because she hasn't seen much in her life. There are many people out there right now who are over 50, 60, 70, that has not seen what the world has in store. They haven't seen those mountains, those scenes full of greenery. They haven't seen a beautiful view. When I was 18, I was so freaked out about money and the future. I almost killed myself. I was about to shoot my brains out. After that day, I thought to myself a thought that electrified my mind. I thought about death, my ongoing life, my impact, and all that cheesy stuff that puts you somewhere. That stuff gives you a direction, man, and you only got to act upon it to see that beautiful changes that unfold in your lives. What exactly are you doing? Do you understand that you're going to die? The world can either be a monster that wants to swallow you up, or it can be a place for discovery. To meet people. To explore and find yourself. I only became successful and better in wealth and health when I loved and laughed more. Every opportunity is an opportunity to have a thrill. To have fun and entertain yourself. Determination to change your life is the first step to becoming the person you envision in your mind. Look outside your windows and see it through your eyes. There is a world to explore. Go and do that before you die. Go and do that before you die. Go and do that before you die. Be happy in every moment. Be positive and never let life push you down. You have to keep pushing up and shoving the stuff that rips you apart like it means nothing. The only thing that matters is your mental health and your ability to live a life that you won't regret. You go out there with a smile on your face and do what you have to do. And you can say it's easier said than done, but that's because your minds have imprisoned you. Believe in yourselves and believe in others. Give your heart to us and we will give you something back. Invest in people and take risks, but be positive. Be smart and logical. Make the right decisions, but don't you ever stop living and then grow old to only wait to die. You only live once, and this is a world full of so many things. There's a point in your 20s when you really become a fully functioning adult. It's okay to fire the friends that are boat anchors and drama magnets in your life so you can move on. Learn to live alone without getting lonely. Entertain yourself from time to time. And celebrate your achievements. Your friends won't be there with you at all times, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Run accordingly. Don't listen to advice from Redditors. Ever. Including this. Stop living in the future. I was living in the future for years and only this year managed to break free from that. Living in the present will make your life so much better. Ask for permission to give advice. People will be more likely to listen to you. Don't tell someone, I understand. You don't, and it'll make the situation worse. I can appreciate how you feel, stressful that is, etc. is much more useful. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe in everything you see. Don't compare your life to others. I refer your life, your body, your job. When you have overwhelming problems stressing you out, just focus on what you can do about it. And allow yourself not to beat yourself up any further about it. I see a lot of people lose a lot of sleep over stuff that is completely out of their control. Job is laying people off. Family or friends going through hard times and illness. And sure, you're going to worry. Politics. The human condition. Whatever. It's only human to worry. But when you're in those situations, try to have a rational moment with yourself and define what you can do about it. Realistically. And commit to doing that. And when that stress comes back up, you can remind yourself, you know what? I already know what I have to do. X, Y, and Z. And outside of that, it's just out of my hands. It doesn't make everything magically better. But it's way better than beating yourself up over things you can't control anyway.